Hi, I'm Nick, 34, and 3 days before a $18,500 Mediterranean cruise I paid for, my mom texted me. You're not coming. Brody's girlfriend needs your cabin. You understand. Family comes first. I was at my desk in Denver staring at avionics test data when that message landed. I thought it was a joke. I actually waited for the second text, the LOL, or we'll figure it out. Or at least can you call me? Nothing. Just exile. Quick background, so you don't think I'm a psycho for what I did next. I'm the younger son but the older wallet. I design guidance systems for things that fly very high and very fast. I make good money. I worked for it. I went to school, didn't blow my 20s on startups, that were just group chats, and I don't call my parents every month to ask. Can you float me till Friday? That's my brother, Brody. Brody is 36 and was born with two things, charm and zero financial discipline. He could sell you your own shoes and make you thank him. My parents adore him. Always have. He was creative when he quit college, finding himself, when he burned through his savings between projects, when he got fired. If I did the same, I'd get a TED Talk from Dad on personal responsibility. For the last 2 years, I've basically been the Collins family IMF. Transmission goes out on Dad's truck? I pay it. Mom's high deductible for a hospital visit? I pay it. Property tax behind? I pay it. My brother's rent. Just this month because I had an unexpected thing. I pay it. I kept a spreadsheet. Not because I'm petty. Because engineers track things. Total, $71,000. Not loaned. Vaporized. And here's the kicker, after a while, they stopped even pretending it was a big deal. No more. Oh honey, you saved us. Just, can you send $1,800 today? We're already late. So 4 months ago I had this foolish, Hallmark-level idea, what if, instead of paying for everyone's crises, I paid for something good? Like a real memory. Like normal families have. Like photos on a deck at sunset, everyone in linen, Dad not wheezing, Mom not on Facebook yelling at local politicians, Brody not talking about crypto. So I booked a 12-day Barcelona-Rome Mediterranean cruise. Top-tier cabins. Private dining. Excursions I picked for each person. I put thought into it. Mom loves churches? I booked Sagrada Familia and a private guide. Dad loves World War II history? I booked a day in Sicily with a battlefield tour. Brody likes feeling important? I got him the fancy drink package and a balcony suite. I even added Brody's girlfriend, Miley, because, quote, she's basically family now. They cried. Actually cried. Mom, this is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for us. Dad, proud of you, son. Brody thumbs up. And then, 12 minutes later, can Miley get her own room? For the baby? Yes, the baby. The baby that's 5 months old inside a girl Brody has known for 7 months. She's 26, Instagram face, multi-level marketing energy, calls my mom, Mama C. After meeting her twice. My parents treat her like she's carrying the royal heir. Suddenly every decision in the family is, but Miley needs, but the baby, but pregnancy is hard. You know who else had it hard? Me, paying for everything. So fast forward. It's Tuesday. We fly to Barcelona Friday. I'm at work, already moved 2 meetings, already set my out of office. I've been watching travel vlogs like a child. I'm actually excited to hang out with my own family, which, in our case, is rare. Phone buzzes. Mom, you're not coming to the cruise. Miley needs your cabin for pregnancy comfort. You understand. Family comes first. I just stared. Like. I paid for the cruise. My name is on everything. My card is the one that cried. So I call. Hey, Mom. Oh good, you got my text? Yeah, about that. She exhaled in that martyr way she does. Nicholas, this is not about you. Miley is not sleeping well. The doctor said stress is bad. She needs the bigger cabin. You're single. You can skip one vacation. One vacation? I haven't taken a vacation with you guys in 8 years. Well, that's because you're always so busy. I'm busy paying for your life. She goes, don't be dramatic. You gave it as a gift. You can't take back a gift. I said very calmly, because engineers are calm when they're about to blow up a bridge. So you want me to pay $18,500 so you four can go on a cruise I booked, and I don't get to go on? Yes. Because family comes first. Translation: Brody comes first. You come with your wallet. I said, you realize everything is in my name. You can transfer it to your brother. He's very stressed. He doesn't need more paperwork. That made me laugh. Out loud. Mom, cruises don't work like Craigslist. You don't just write Brody +1 on a napkin and hand it to the captain. Her tone snapped from sweet to steel. Nicholas David. Do not ruin this for us. Ah. There it is. The real message. We used you. Sit quietly. I said. Enjoy your day, Mom. I hung up. Then I called the cruise line. Now, here's the part they never expected, because they never talk to customer service. I do. Hi, this is Nick Collins, booking number. I need to cancel my trip. The rep was polite. Looked up my account. Mr. Collins, you booked our premium package with enhanced cancellation. You're within the protection window. We can refund 90% to your original payment method. Perfect. Proceed. 10 minutes later, I had an email. Your cruise has been cancelled. Refund, $16,650. Excursions refunded. Dining packages refunded. Airport transfers refunded. Then I did something petty, calculated, and absolutely beautiful. I forwarded that confirmation to the family group chat. Message. Trips cancelled. Lose my number. Then I turned off my phone, ordered Thai, and watched hockey. And I swear to you, I have never heard silence that loud. Because somewhere between Denver and whatever suburban cul-de-sac my parents live on, 4 people were trying to check in for a vacation I'd just deleted. And that was only the opening bell. The meltdown started 11 minutes after I hit send. I know this because my Apple Watch, which I had set to Do Not Disturb, started lighting up like NORAD. Calls from Mom. Then Dad. Then a number I didn't recognize, Brody. Then another I didn't recognize, definitely Miley. Then, this killed me, the landline from their house. As if 1998 could make me pick up. I didn't answer any of them. I finished my pad thai, watched the 3rd period, showered, went to bed. Next morning? Nuclear winter. I wake up Wednesday, 6:20 a.m. To 27 missed calls, 14 voicemails, 31 emails. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen island, and started listening. Voicemail from Mom, voice already in tears mode, but the bossy kind of tears. Nick. What have you done? We are at the airport website and it says our booking is invalid. This is cruel. This is abuse. Call me this instant. Next voicemail, 46 seconds later, still Mom, now angrier. I cannot believe you would punish us like this. Over a room? Over a pregnant woman? You have no heart. 3rd voicemail, Dad. Son, I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, undo it. Your mother is very upset. Don't do this. 4th voicemail, Brody. Dude. What the actual, call me. Right now. 5th voicemail, Miley. First time I'd ever heard her real voice without the Instagram filter. Hi, Nick? It's Miley. I know you're upset, and like you have a right to be in your feelings, but this is kind of unfair. I'm pregnant. This stress is not good for the baby. Can we please just be adults? Be adults. From the woman who just took a trip she didn't pay for and kicked out the person who did. I poured coffee and called exactly no one. By 8:30 a.m., while I was driving to work, they switched tactics. Group email. Subject line. You didn't need to go this far. From Mom. We were counting on this cruise. We already told all our friends. Your father has taken off work. We can't get our flights refunded. Why would you humiliate us like this? You've always been so self-focused. You think about yourself first. We raised you better. I could not stop laughing. I was in traffic, actually laughing. I pay for everything. I book something for everyone. I get uninvited. I cancel it. And I'm the self-focused one. At 10:15 a.m., reception at my office calls my extension. Hey Nick, there's a very determined woman downstairs. Says she's your mother? She is, yeah? She says it's an emergency? Tell her I'm in a classified review and can't leave. I already did. She said she'd wait. Tell security to escort her out. And, tell them, thank you. The receptionist laughed like I just tipped her in Starbucks gift cards. Security walked her out. I saw the footage later. Our building keeps logs. Mom was doing the full "I'm his mother" routine like that's a federal badge. Security guards just blinked at her. Meanwhile, my brother was on a crusade. He called from at least 6 different numbers that day. His phone, Mom's, Dad's, a work number I assume was from his real estate brokerage. A random local number that was probably the vape shop below his apartment. I blocked them all. At lunch, I sat with Devin in the cafeteria. He's in my team, skinny, glasses, runs ultramarathons, has 0 family drama. I told him the whole thing. He put his fork down. So let me get this straight, he said. You paid for a whole cruise. They uninvited you. You canceled the cruise. And you're the bad guy. Apparently. That's art. Thank you? He shook his head. My sister did this. Not the cruise part, the whole you're single so your needs are optional part. She cut them off. Best thing she ever did. You good? Honestly? I feel amazing. And I did. I can't explain it. I'd been carrying this invisible backpack of their emergencies for years, and suddenly it was gone. That day, for the first time in I don't know how long, I worked a full shift without my phone vibrating with, "Hey, quick question." That was never quick and always, "We need money." Then about 3 p.m. came the escalation, Dad. Dad doesn't blow up. Dad does. Reasonable disappointment. He called from a work number I hadn't blocked yet, so I picked up. How could you do this to your mother? Morning, Dad. It's afternoon. Then good afternoon. Long exhale. Son, we already paid for our flights. So did I. You can afford it. I could. And now I can afford it more. This is about you feeling excluded? This is about me paying for something and getting uninvited. He went quiet. You could tell even he couldn't quite defend that part. Your brother didn't even know your mother texted you. Then your brother can fix it. You know he can't. Then maybe he wasn't the one supposed to have a baby. Nicholas. I'm not flying 4 people to Europe to watch my brother's girlfriend eat shrimp on a balcony I paid for. This is petty. This is boundaries. You're punishing the whole family. You punished me first, Dad. You just expected I'd swallow it. He tried the guilt thing. Your mother has been so stressed. She hasn't slept. Her blood pressure. Then maybe don't steal vacations from people. He snapped. We raised you better than this. I almost laughed. No, Dad. You raised me to be your backup plan. Click. He hung up. I sat there with the phone in my hand and realized that was it. That was the line I'd never said out loud. You don't see me as part of the family. You see me as the family infrastructure. That night was quieter. Not silent, they were still trying, but the panic had shifted. Because now it wasn't just, he's mad. It was, he took the money. At 9 p.m., unknown number calls. I answer because I'm curious. Nick? Miley. She does this breathy, victim voice, like someone who always gets spilled milk wiped up for her. Listen, she says. I don't want there to be bad blood. There already is. I didn't know she was going to text you that. Cool. Then you can pay for your own trip. I'm pregnant. So is literally half of Instagram. Silence. Then she goes. This is really stressful for the baby. Then Brody can figure it out. He can't. He's trying, okay? He's applying to things. For the last 15 years. You're being so selfish. Correct. You're going to deprive your niece of a cruise? Yup. She tried sweet. She tried angry. She tried crying. She tried. I thought we were going to be close. I said, we met twice, Miley. You don't even know my middle name. She hung up on me. Thursday is when they got creative. Instead of calling me, they called my boss. Hey, Nick. My manager sticks his head in. Weird one. A woman called saying she was your mother. I groaned. What did she want? Said it was a family emergency. Said you cut them off financially. Asked if HR could set up wage garnishing. I actually put my head on my desk. I am so sorry. He laughed. Dude. I told her this is a defense contractor, not Judge Judy. You're good. But, you got family stuff you need to handle? I'm handling it. This is the handling. He nodded slowly. Then keep handling it. So now they tried guilt, rage, pregnancy, and workplace embarrassment. Next move was obvious, show up. Friday, cruise day, 9:30 a.m. My ring cam dings. I check. It's Brody. He looks terrible. Hair a mess, wearing a t-shirt that says, CEO of my life. Which is rich for a guy whose bank account is allergic to deposits. He starts pounding on the door. Open up, man. We gotta talk. You ruined everything. I was at the gym, so I just watched live. My upstairs neighbor peeked through the peephole like this was Netflix. He ranted for a full 10 minutes about. You embarrass Mom, we told everyone, they can't refund the flights, Miley's crying, you always make it about you. Then he finally left. I saved the footage. Because I had a feeling I was going to need, well, all of this. And that feeling was right. Because the next week I found out it wasn't just the cruise they'd planned to use my name for. It was my actual name. It started on Monday morning, the kind of Monday where your coffee tastes like victory and silence. I walked into work, badge beeped green, sat down, and for the first time in my adult life thought, my family can't reach me. They literally can't access me. And then my phone rang. Unknown Colorado number. I should have ignored it. Should have let it die in voicemail purgatory. But curiosity won. Mr. Collins? A woman's voice, professional, steady. Speaking. This is Rebecca from First Security Bank. We're calling regarding a joint checking account you opened 4 months ago with a Mr. Brody Collins. I froze. What account? Checking account ending in 1927. It's currently overdrawn by $11,240. We've been trying to reach you for 6 weeks. My pulse started doing Morse code. I never open any joint account. She hesitated. Sir, we have your signature on the application. Email me everything. The forms, the signature, the transactions. Now. If I don't have it within 2 hours, I'm filing a police report for identity theft. 90 minutes later, my inbox dinged. PDFs, scanned documents. I opened the first page. There it was. My name. My signature, almost. Brody's copy-paste special. He'd been practicing my handwriting since high school, the family comedian who once forged Dad's signature for field trip money. But the address wasn't mine. The phone number wasn't mine. The email was a Gmail I'd never seen, Nick. C. Finance help at, cute. And right there under co-owner, Brody James Collins. I leaned back, stared at the ceiling, and laughed. The kind of laugh that has no humor left in it, just disbelief and caffeine. I called a lawyer. Her name was Claudia Vega. Corporate shark turned private fraud attorney. $400 an hour and worth every penny. I told her everything: the cruise, the uninviting, the cancelled vacation, and now this. She didn't even blink. Straightforward identity theft. We'll file a police report, notify the bank, and serve your brother with a cease and desist. You'll want to cut all direct contact immediately. What about my parents? Are they aiding or communicating on his behalf? They're always communicating on his behalf. Then they get one too. By 6 p.m., I'd paid her retainer and signed the paperwork. By Tuesday morning, I was sitting in a police station giving a statement to a detective who looked like he'd seen every variety of human stupidity. He skimmed the documents and said, "Family?" "Yeah." He nodded slowly. "They're the worst thieves. Always think blood means no consequences." He handed me a case number. "If he calls, texts, or shows up, document everything. Don't engage. Let us handle it." That afternoon, Claudia sent out the cease and desist letters, certified mail, return receipt. One to my parents. One to Brody. One to Miley because she's positioning herself as a stakeholder, Claudia said, and we're not leaving any loopholes. By Friday, they'd signed for them. I saw the scanned receipts. All three. Same 9:32 a.m. timestamp. Probably standing around the kitchen island, self-righteously opening legal mail they didn't understand. And then silence. For 3 days, total silence. I started to relax. Maybe they'd finally realized the money pipeline had closed permanently. I even met Devin for drinks. He asked if I was sleeping better. "Like a rock," I said. Then Wednesday hit. I was at the gym, bench press, second set, when I caught a reflection in the mirror. Brody. He looked rough. Not bad day rough. Life is collapsing. Rough. Unshaven, hollow eyes, same shirt as last week. I finished my set, racked the bar, hit record on my phone, and stood. "You got served, Brody. That means no contact. Leave now, or I call the cops." He raised his hands. "I just want to talk." "No. You want money. Mom's in the hospital." I pulled up my phone. "Already called. She had a routine checkup." "You lied." His face went red. "You actually called to check?" "Yup. You're a piece of..." 7 seconds before I call 911. He turned, stormed off, muttering something that sounded like traitor. I sent the footage to Claudia. She called back 5 minutes later. "Perfect," she said. "He just violated the cease and desist. You want to move straight to a restraining order?" "Not yet," I said. "Let's see if he's dumb enough to try again." Spoiler, he was. But it wasn't in person. It was digital. And sneaky. Because when you cut off a family of leeches, they don't stop feeding. They just change tactics. The next few weeks were quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that feels like the air's holding its breath before the thunderclap. Then it started small. A Facebook friend request from a profile named Jennifer Brooks. No mutuals, one photo, generic stock blonde in sunglasses. Declined. 2 hours later, another one. This time, J. Brooks. Same photo. Declined again. Then I got a LinkedIn message. "Hi Nick. I'm interested in collaborating with aerospace professionals in Denver." I clicked the profile. No job history. Created 3 days ago. Mutual connection, Brody. They were probing. Testing the fence. By the end of the week, I'd had 6 fake friend requests, 2 weird login alerts, and 1 email from Netflix saying, "Your password has been changed." Cute. I called Claudia. She didn't even sound surprised. "They're escalating," she said. "It's common. They're trying to find a way around your boundaries. Change all passwords. 2-factor authentication everywhere. New bank. New email. Consider locking your credit." I did all of it. New bank accounts at a different institution. New primary email. Credit freeze across all 3 bureaus. Passwords like nuclear launch codes. And I set up alerts, every transaction, every login, every attempt. I also added a note to all my medical and financial files, no disclosures without in-person ID. Because apparently my family was the kind of people who might call a dentist pretending to be me to get free x-rays. And guess what? They did. My dentist called a week later. Hey Nick, just wanted to confirm your request to transfer dental records to a Dr. Henson in Aurora? I didn't request anything. Pause. Okay. That's what I thought. The caller said they were your assistant. My assistant? Yeah. Sounded like a young woman. Said you changed offices? Miley. It had to be. I told him to password protect everything. He did. Then my gym called. Hey Nick, someone phoned asking about your membership status. Said they were planning a surprise visit. Was it a man? Yeah. Brody. Got it. We'll flag your account. They were trying to piece together my schedule, my access points, my vulnerabilities. But I was already 3 steps ahead. Because engineers don't just fix problems, we blueprint prevention. I created a folder on my desktop labeled Family Incident File. Every screenshot. Every voicemail. Every email. Every scammy account. Timestamped, geotagged, and organized by date. Claudia called it prosecutorial gold. Her words. If we ever have to escalate this, the DA's office will think you moonlight as an investigator. And for a while, the harassment went from daily to weekly to, finally, background noise. I started to rebuild my life. Real hobbies. Real peace. Signed up for a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class because apparently I like paying money to get strangled by accountants. First class, Rodrigo, my instructor, built like a refrigerator, pairs me with a guy half my size. Easy roll, he says. 30 seconds later, I'm tapping out because this 140-pound librarian has my arm in a position my shoulder didn't know existed. By the 3rd class, I'd been choked by 4 different people. By the 5th, I'd accidentally kicked Rodrigo in the face. He laughed. Good. You're learning to move. Then made me do 30 burpees. It was humbling. It was also exactly what I needed. No one there cared who I was, what I earned, or what my family thought of me. They only cared if I could escape side control. That gym became therapy. Jiu-jitsu. Workouts. Silence. And then, one night after class, I got a message from a number I didn't recognize. You can't ignore us forever. We're family. You'll regret this. No name. No emoji. Nothing. I saved it. Sent it to Claudia. She called within 10 minutes. Nick, that's harassment. Full stop. We're filing for a restraining order tomorrow. I exhaled. Do it. By Friday, the paperwork was filed. By Monday, a process server delivered it to 3 addresses. Mom and Dad. Brody. Miley. And that was the day my phone went completely silent. No calls. No emails. No messages. Just peace. For the first time in years, I wasn't living in crisis mode. I wasn't the emergency contact for other people's bad decisions. I started saying yes to life again. Devin invited me to a cigar club downtown, just a bunch of guys from different jobs talking about everything except their families. First night, I told them the story. They all had their own versions. A brother who stole. A mother who manipulated. A cousin who guilt-tripped. Turns out, cutting off toxicity is a universal language. One of them said, You didn't lose a family, man. You just stopped financing one. He was right. 3 months later, I booked another trip. New Zealand this time. 3 weeks. Solo. Because if I was going to spend money on someone, it was finally going to be me. And standing waist deep in a river outside Queenstown, fly rod in hand, mountains glowing orange, no phone signal. I realized something. I wasn't lonely. I was finally free. But of course, freedom has a price. And mine was about to come due. Because when I got home, waiting in my mailbox, was an envelope from First Security Bank. Inside. Update regarding account fraud case. Additional activity detected. Please contact us immediately. And that's when I found out Brody wasn't just forging my name. He was borrowing it. The next morning I was at the bank before the doors even unlocked. The branch manager, a young guy named Evan, opened early when I showed him the letter and my police case number. He led me into a tiny office that smelled like carpet glue and stress. "Mr. Collins, I've reviewed your file," he said, tapping his keyboard. "You're not going to like this." He turned his monitor toward me. There were 2 accounts. Not 1. 2. The first was the original, joint, account Brody had forged. The second, opened 3 weeks later, was a credit line, $15,000 limit, same forged signature, same fake Gmail, same social security number. Transactions showed online purchases, cash withdrawals, even a down payment on a used truck. Guess whose address was listed on the purchase invoice? My parents' house. I just stared. "So they all knew?" Evan hesitated. "I can't say that. But the checks were being deposited into an account connected to a household utility bill for Isabel Collins, my mom." I laughed, quietly, the kind of laugh that comes from the hollow of your chest when you've crossed disbelief and hit dark amusement. Evan cleared his throat. "Mr. Collins, the fraud department has already flagged these for investigation. The good news is, because you reported it promptly, you're not liable. But they'll need to interview you again." I signed the forms, closed every account, and walked straight into the sunlight feeling like my last name was a curse word I didn't consent to. By noon, Claudia was on it. She emailed the district attorney, attached my documentation folder, and CC'd the detective. Her subject line: escalation, ongoing family fraud, additional financial crimes. Within hours, she called. "Nick, the DA wants to pursue charges. This isn't just forgery, it's identity theft, mail fraud, and bank fraud. They'll want your testimony. Against my brother. Against the man who stole your name." She corrected. "And if your parents accepted money from that account, they're accessories." I didn't even flinch. "Do it." That night, I opened a bottle of bourbon I'd been saving for something good. It turned out vengeance pairs beautifully with ice. The next week felt surreal. Detectives interviewed me again. Bank reps showed up at my office with documents. Claudia prepped affidavits. Then, Wednesday afternoon, my office line rang again. Unknown number. I answered out of habit. "Nick, it's Dad." I almost laughed. "You're not supposed to contact me." "I know, but this is serious." "It usually is. Your brother's in trouble. Because he committed crimes. This has gone too far, son. We're family." "You keep saying that word like it's a moral shield." Silence. Then the sigh, that heavy fatherly sigh that used to make me feel 10 years old. "Your mother's been crying every night. You can't put your own brother in jail." "He put me in one first, Dad. I just escaped. I'm begging you. Drop the charges. Not my choice. The DA runs it now. You could talk to them." "I could. But I won't. You'll regret this." "I regret ever thinking you'd have my back." He hung up. I immediately texted Claudia, contact from restricted party. Recorded and logged. She replied with a thumbs up and one line: "They're spiraling. Stay quiet." She was right. Because by Friday, my mother tried the nuclear option, the public guilt bomb. She posted on Facebook, "Please pray for our family. Our youngest has turned against us. He's trying to destroy his brother's life. We don't know why. He's been brainwashed by money and pride." Within an hour, the comments rolled in. Aunts, cousins, church friends, all typing variations of "stay strong" and "family heals." Then a wild card, a woman I didn't know commented, Maybe your son's just tired of being stolen from, Isabel. My mother deleted the comment in 2 minutes flat. I screenshotted it anyway. Added to the folder. Saturday morning, Claudia called me again. They've officially filed charges against Brody, she said. Identity theft, fraud, and forgery. The DA will contact you about the hearing date. I sat on my balcony, phone pressed to my ear, feeling this bizarre mix of grief and relief. Grief that it had come to this. Relief that I wasn't crazy, that the paper trail existed, that someone else could see what I'd been living through. For years, I was the ATM, the fixer, the unappreciated safety net. Now I was the witness. That night Devin texted me. Beer? No. Celebration bourbon. He showed up with wings. I showed him the DA letter. He read it, whistled low. Man. You turned your family into a case study. Feels that way. So what happens next? Court, I said. And maybe, finally, closure. But I was wrong about that last part. Because just when I thought I'd reached the end of their chaos, the universe served me one last reminder. Monsters don't die quietly. They scream all the way down. The trial didn't take long to hit the calendar, 6 months after the cruise that never was. The DA's office called me in for prep. I sat across from a prosecutor who looked maybe 20 but spoke like she'd been cleaning up financial crimes since birth. Mr. Collins, she said, I'm going to be blunt. Your brother's defense is that you gave him permission. I almost laughed. Do they have written permission? They have a text. She slid her laptop around. On screen was a screenshot of my old message to Brody. If you ever need help again, just ask. That was from 2019. Before the cruise, before the debt spreadsheet, before I'd learned the language of boundaries. The prosecutor smiled. We'll make sure the jury knows the context. Don't worry. The trial lasted 3 days. I testified the first morning. They played the recording from my gym encounter, the one where he lied about Mom being in the hospital. The jury didn't need much imagination to see the pattern. Brody looked awful in person, gaunt, sullen, a cheap suit hanging off his frame like it belonged to another man. Mom and Dad sat in the back row. Mom wouldn't look at me. Dad looked like he'd been carved out of regret and bourbon. The verdict came on Friday afternoon, guilty on all counts. The judge sentenced him to 18 months probation, restitution of the $11,240, and mandatory financial counseling. It wasn't prison, but it was something concrete, official, undeniable accountability. When court adjourned, Brody turned once, just once, and mouthed something I couldn't hear. Maybe. Help. Maybe. Sorry. I walked out without waiting to find out. 2 weeks later, Claudia called. Restraining orders extended automatically for the length of probation. You won't have to see them again. And for once, I believed it. I filled the quiet with everything I'd delayed for years. Work, promotion to senior systems engineer, 18% raise. Fitness, jiu-jitsu, hikes, trail runs. Peace, real, sustainable silence. And then there was Kate, civil engineer, sharp, funny, unflappable. We met at a mountaineering class in Boulder. First woman I'd met who didn't need rescuing. She asked me once, "Do you regret cutting them off?" I thought about it. About the little boy version of me still waiting for approval that was never coming. About the man I became when I stopped financing dysfunction. No, I said. I regret waiting so long. It's been a year and a half now. Mom still posts vague religious quotes about forgiveness. Dad had a minor stroke, recovered fine. Brody's payments arrive every month like clockwork. $200 electronic transfers that feel more symbolic than financial. The description line always reads, "Restitution, family." Sometimes I stare at that word and realize it's finally true. Family isn't who shares your DNA. It's who respects your boundaries, your peace, and your effort. And sometimes, peace costs $18,500 and a last name you outgrew. Last week, I stood on my balcony, same view, same city, different life. The sun went down over the mountains, painting everything gold. I poured a drink, raised the glass, and said quietly to no one in particular. To freedom. To self-respect. To finally being the villain in someone else's story, and the hero in my own. Then I took a sip, turned off my phone, and watched the light fade. Not waiting for any call that wasn't mine,